Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. This is a bonus reading for the eclipse that is happening on the 25th of October in Scorpio. It's a solar eclipse. It's at 2 degrees of Scorpio, so definitely going to be affecting the water signs. I actually was going to take today off, but I don't know. I just can't. So we are going to do just a quick Celtic cross. I had to do something, right? I was feeling too antsy today, Scorpio, or Cancer, I should say. So we're going to do a Celtic cross style spread here just for the eclipse, or maybe the eclipse, the entire eclipse season. So basically for the next 6 months or so. And we're going to see what comes up for you. We are going to clarify with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun as well. In your general energies for the eclipse, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to something. It is funny also that your crossing energy is the Four of Wands, and then your foundational energy is the Ten of Swords. We're going to cover this in a minute, but what I would say is that the Four of Wands is a card of freedom and wanting to be free. So, you do have love showing up here. Definitely a possibility, but what I would say is that really these are cards of freedom. Even the Ten of Swords is a card of kind of wanting to be set free, wanting to, realize that something is dead, done, over with, and you need to kind of like let go of something or move on. So I would make sure that you're not like preventing yourself from freedom. And I'm not suggesting you're like holding on to someone, but in your past, you have the Judgment card, you have the Six of Cups coming up here, Wheel of Fortune, So what I would say is not calling you out here, Cancer, but what are you holding on to with the Four of Wands? It's like sometimes I think, and again, we all do it. Again, I'm not here to criticize or anything like that, but, I think that, this basically says you need to set yourself free. Again, I'm not perfect. Like I always tell people, it's like, trust me, it's like I've gotten out of relationships and still been holding on to the person and kind of like in the back of my mind wanting them to come back, but I also, for the most part, don't allow it, right? I've done it before, and I've gone back to the past. So it's like I'm far from perfect, right? Even though I know I shouldn't do it. So, like I said, I'm not trying to criticize anyone here, but I do feel like you could be preventing yourself from having a really amazing future with the Four of Wands, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. So, I really want to encourage you to have a new beginning, or to at least be open to the possibility. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Justice card. It's like you're wanting justice. You're wanting to be right. Sometimes I think when we, if this is a person, and again, it's going to be different for all of you, so I'm just going to touch on this just a little bit longer. But I would say if you want someone back from the past, sometimes I think we want them back because we just don't want to be, I really don't know how to verbalize this, but it's almost as if we don't want to be wrong about like the person or, what we thought was going to happen in the situation. I think we want to be right. And that's kind of like the feeling I get here with the Justice card. I hope that makes sense, right? And I'm not saying you are wrong, but what I am saying is I feel holding on to that could be causing some problems. For others, I do feel that just in the area of your thoughts in general, that you're hoping for fairness, or you're hoping for a certain amount of balance to enter into your life. And I kind of feel you're hoping to overcome some other type of obstacle in your life. I say this because going down, we have the Magician, and he's pointing to the Six of Cups, which again, could be hoping for a new beginning with a past person. But I really see the Six of Cups as a gift from the universe. To me, the gift that we manifest with the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning we could be bumping up against obstacles, and then when we receive the gift of the Six of Cups, there's kind of the removal of obstacles, or we're able to move past some sort of obstacle. And that's what you could be hoping for. I also feel some of you are manifesting a soulmate, because you have the Magician pointing to the Six of Cups, then you have the Lovers showing up in your future feelings, which is new love. Definitely could be love. You have the Ten of Swords here. This is coming up in your foundation, so, I'm not going to, lie. I do feel there could be either a tower moment that you have gone through recently, or, something is dead, done, over with. I feel like you're hoping for blessings, and, I actually, personally, I don't hate the Ten of Swords. To me, the Nine of Swords, for example, is the worst card in the tarot. It's like there's two schools of thought in tarot, that either the Nine of Swords is the worst card or the Ten of Swords is the worst card, right? And, to me, the Nine of Swords is much worse than the Ten of Swords, because it doesn't get much worse than this. This guy's dead. It's like whatever you're worrying about, or wherever you feel betrayed or stabbed in the back, is dead, done, over with. And again, I feel like you're moving, no matter which direction we go in with the diagonals, you're going towards a new beginning. So new beginning to Lovers, new beginning down here to the Six of Cups, which could be a soulmate. In the area of the energy that you are moving past, you have the Judgment card. So again, maybe you are moving past the energy of kind of hoping for Look at that, 12-12 there, Cancer, I just realized. So again, maybe you're moving past the energy of feeling like you want to go back to the past with this card, or you could also kind of be moving past the energy of feeling like something is right for you. Sometimes I feel with the Judgment card, it's almost as if we think that something is for us, and then maybe in the future we realize it isn't. In the area of the near future, you have the Magician. So definitely could be a new beginning. Sorry, I have to fix this now. But you could be thinking that you want to have a new beginning, which is nice. I also feel that you're kind of like changing up your approach in relationships, if this is talking about love. But I feel like you're changing your approach in a lot of different ways. So, this solar eclipse could be bringing in a lot of kind of like new ideas for you or new passions. Those are the words that are popping into my head, but it's funny that it's popping into my head as new passions, but I think it's more like the way you do things is what it's referring to. Meaning like maybe you do your job or your business a certain way and you're learning a new way of doing things, or maybe you are also adding something onto your business if you have one. Maybe you're getting on YouTube to promote your business, and it's almost as if like the new things you're doing are becoming passions, which is nice. I also feel like it's nice because, again, if you have a job or even if you're getting a new job here, which I definitely see as a possibility if you're looking for a new job, it's almost like where you get hired is they do things differently than somewhere else that you've been. This is what's popping into my head intuitively. And I feel like you're more passionate about it because it's like just a different way of doing things and probably better. So I really like this. And again, over the next few months, you have the Six of Cups. I love this energy here, Cancer. I really feel this is talking about kind of like a turnaround type, excuse me, like a turnaround type energy. And I feel that it's also saying things are kind of improving in general. You could be receiving, again, a gift from the universe in the form of overcoming an obstacle. But again, I kind of feel like this gift is a new way of doing things like we just discussed. And some of you already have this in your life. Like you already got a new job. They already do things differently. For others, I don't think you're getting a new job. I just think maybe you're in a position where they're going to start doing things differently. And I really feel that if you embrace the change, you're going to love it, right? It's like how many times, like there are so many places that I worked when I was younger where they would change something and everybody was always super negative about the changes. And it's definitely popping into my head that if there's a change happening, I would immediately jump to the positive because maybe everybody else is being super negative just because it's a change. But I feel this change is going to benefit you, especially in work or business. I also feel definitely could be attracting a soulmate if you want love. This to me looks like a soulmate reading. I mean, you have like every single card here that could possibly represent that. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands. So this is all relationships, not just love. Again, I would open up to people in your life with that Nine of Wands, especially if you want help, if you want to communicate, or if you want to spend time with people. I would open up here. The Wheel of Fortune definitely could represent kind of a person returning, but just based off of everything here, to me, it's saying, do you really want to repeat the cycle? I can't answer that question for you. You have to answer it for yourself. People always ask me why I'm so against going back to exes, and I always say, well, I'm not really. Number one, tarot can't control your life. Number two, and number three, I'm a big fan of making mistakes. So let's say you do go back to someone from the past, you end with the World, which says maybe it will come to an end in the near future. But at the same time, I believe that sometimes we're meant to make mistakes. It's like I don't like to encourage people not to make a mistake. Like I want to make that very clear because I think we learn the most from mistakes. So if you do return to someone here, don't say I didn't warn you. But at the same time, what I'm trying to spit out is that it could be a positive mistake. Like maybe it actually teaches you something. So there you go. Come back in 6 months and let me know. You have the next in the area of your future feelings. You have the Lovers card. So again, I definitely feel new love could be coming in for you. And I feel there's a lot of love here. So if you are allowing someone new into your life, I feel it could be a very loving, strong connection. So I would go for it, Cancer, if there's new love. I also feel that there's just something about new directions in general. So without knowing your exact situation, some of you are retired, some of you have jobs or businesses, some of you don't. I would just be kind of like open to any opportunities to do things from like from a different approach, right? It's like maybe you've always had jobs in newspaper, and maybe now you're going to be doing the news on video. I don't know. I'm just coming up with something. It's like I would be open to those new opportunities. I feel there's like eclipse season, really the next 6 months for you, I feel like you're going to be noticing new passions is a word that keeps popping into my head. I feel like it's going to be super passionate for you. This eclipse is conjunct Venus, and I don't know, I feel this conjunction could be creating a lot of passions or new passions or bringing up a new passion. And I also feel that the reason I'm saying this is because intuitively I feel these new passions could bring in a lot of money. Even if you're retired, right? You could develop a new passion. There's no reason you can't do something when you're retired. You could start a YouTube channel. You could do something else. Whatever it is, I feel like it could be really, really, really good for you. Clearly. Next in the area, or I should say finally in the area of your outcome, you have the world. So some sort of big accomplishment for you here, Cancer. I really feel pretty good. It's kind of funny because I said to Pisces, and look, you have the resourcefulness card wanting to pop out there. Definitely a time to be resourceful. I said to Pisces that they were going to be feeling on top of the world. I kind of have the same feeling for you. I kind of feel that by the time we get to like March, somewhere around there, and it's not like this isn't gonna, you're not gonna build up to this, right? You're gonna build up to this energy and you're gonna be feeling better and better, I feel. But, I kind of feel like you get to that time and you're like, wow, I really feel really good. I feel on top of the world. There you go. But again, you're gonna have to do the work. I always like to stress to people, like, this isn't gonna magically happen, right? With the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, you have this flirtation card. I kind of feel like you need to open up to flirtation if you want love, obviously. If you don't, then don't. But, I feel that this could be new flirtation coming in for you, someone who's flirtatious. I also wouldn't, rush right into something. I kind of feel this is saying, if you have a habit of, falling in love right away or something like that, I would just take your time here. I also feel the flirtation card is saying, again, if you're developing a new passion, flirt with it. Play around with it. Try it. See what happens, right? So I kind of feel it's talking about outside of love as well. With the Justice card in the area of your thoughts, you have this eccentricity card. Yeah, like I said, doing old things in new ways, basically. This card is Saturn in Aquarius. And, I don't know, I talk about this all the time. How I think if you're doing things the way you've always done them before, you're not going to be very successful. We have all this Aquarius energy coming up over the next few years, we're entering into the age of Aquarius as well. So, maybe we're on the cusp. Who the hell knows when it actually starts, right? But what I would say here is that, I feel that we need to start embracing that Aquarian kind of doing things in a different way type of energy. With the Ten of Swords, you have this flattery card. See, this card's always interesting to me because it's like there's two people facing away from each other here, and there's two people facing towards each other here. So I almost feel like something, I kind of get a bunch of messages here. Number one, I feel like maybe something from the past is better in your head than it actually is in real life. And if that message is for you, I feel like you can probably admit that to yourself. And even though you don't want to, right? Totally understand. I also feel there's a new connection coming in for you where it's like a very deep connection. With the Magician, you have this concentration card here. I feel like you need to concentrate for sure, kind of on one thing at a time. Multiple people have been getting these messages with me lately. I don't know what's going on about really needing to really make sure that you're not multitasking like crazy. And I'm not suggesting you can't multitask, but what I am saying is let's say you have a job and a career. Or sorry, a job and a side business, or maybe you have a couple of ideas of projects that you're working on. I would split up your day and be okay, for this 1 hour, I'm going to focus on this one thing, right? And I'm going to block out all distractions. I feel that for whatever reason, the universe is saying it's fine for you to work on multiple things, but you need to be super focused. You can't be working on 10 things at once. I don't know why, but it just keeps popping into my head. With the Six of Cups, you have this negotiation card here. See, here's my thing is that you can't negotiate attraction, right? Plain and simple. And what I would say here is I feel like for some of you, maybe either a past person is trying to do this to you, or you're kind of thinking about this in your head. And again, not calling you out, but we all do it, right? We kind of think oh, I can negotiate this, but ask yourself, if this story is for you, ask yourself why you feel like you have to negotiate, right? It's there are plenty of people out there where you don't have to fight with them to be in a relationship with them. And I feel you need to realize that. I also feel it would be an amazing time to negotiate. I said this to someone else last week, just energetically, if you're buying a car, a house, whatever, I would not be accepting the first offer, plain and simple. And especially, depending on what happens with the economy, which who the hell knows, right? Uranus and Taurus, I keep telling people keep asking me. I'm I don't know, it could end up being really good or really bad. Uranus and Taurus. Uranus is the unexpected, right? So it could kind of go either way. Who the hell knows? But regardless, I would say that there could be some major, opportunities for you to buy like a car for, cheaper than you wanted it, which is great. Or a house, you could get some sort of sick deal on a house. I would be looking for deals if you're purchasing something expensive, plain and simple. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands, you have this egotism card. I'm wondering if someone's ego got in the way of a connection in the past. I would be careful. It's kind of weird. This card's been coming up a lot, so I would be careful of people who have an ego, who, project as well. The word projection is definitely popping into my head. So if you have family members, this is the area of your closest relationships. So it could be any type of connection that you're dealing with. I would just be careful of like projectors, people who, that's really what's popping into my head. Ego, is that a form of ego? I'm not sure. I actually don't know, but kind of, it's an ego, because they're saying like my way of living is better than yours, basically, when people project their own BS on us, right? They're basically saying my way is better, which might not be true. So I would just be careful of that. With the Lovers, you have this affair card. Definitely could be love coming in for you here. This card, it's not like an affair, like cheating. It can represent that, but really I feel but it's also more positive than that. It can just represent a nice deep love connection coming in for you. So if you want love, I definitely feel there's love coming in. It could be a fixed sign: Aquarius, Scorpio, a Taurus, or a Leo. Those are the only signs that stand out to me here. So there you go. Also, Gemini and Libra stand out to me. So it could be an air sign, or it could be someone who has like prominent air in their chart. With the World, you have this status card. Love this. It's like if you're attracting a person, I feel like you're gaining status. But remember what I said, standing on top of the world. I literally feel that you will be feeling like you're on top of the world by the time we get to like March. And again, people like I like to remind people that energy isn't like start stop. It's not like it just like starts and stops so quickly. So again, you're going to be building up to this. It doesn't mean your life is gonna suck for the next 6 months. It just means that you're building up to that, and things are gonna get better and better as they go along. There will be ups, there will be downs. It's life, right? So you're gonna have to deal with that. But I feel by the time we get there, you're gonna feel like you've gained some sort of status. Literally could be more money, as I said earlier. But it could be anything. It's like you could be getting into a leadership role, leadership position. Could be anything. I think really what this reading is trying to say is whatever you want, focus on it. Whatever would make you feel on top of the world in the next 6 months, make that your focus for the next 6 months. That's it. And if you do that, I feel like you'll probably experience something you've never experienced in your life before, is really what I'm getting. So pretty good stuff here, Cancer. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.